Well, we're used to the sight normally of the horse boxes on the showground, but once we've come to someone's home, the home of Duncan Inglis, in fact. Duncan, a lovely spot here in Sussex. Tell us a little bit about your base.
Yeah, we've been here now for coming up for 7 years. It was originally a farm. The previous owners had planning to change it quite a bit, but then they found something which they actually wanted elsewhere, so we were lucky enough to buy it. All the original buildings were here, which was a bonus. So all we had to do was knock a few walls down inside and bring it back to the horse side of it.
Duncan, we've talked about the work that you've done here. This one of the buildings that you've renovated. Tell us what we've got in this whole area.
Well, when we first came here, they were pretty well cattle pens, so we've knocked through the walls here, put the internal stabling in. Unfortunately, the ponies have taken over half of it already, and then I've got 5 of my horses down this side. It works really well, and it's really nice for the girls. I don't have an indoor school, but they have some indoor stables. I sort of did it the wrong way around.
And how would a setup like this, everything in close proximity, if you like, help the day-to-day running, help you produce what you want to produce?
It just makes everything a lot smoother. Everything can get done a bit quicker. Everything's just a lot more efficient.
Also based here is Matt Sampson. Matt, you're under the tutelage of Duncan. How does Matt fit into the equation of the overall map again?
Yeah, it's working really good. I think Matt's been with us for about a year and a half now. It's really nice to have somebody who's really talented, and he's come in. We've done a lot of work, and then I can do a little bit less in the ring, concentrate a bit more on the business, and also with Amy. Yeah, it's working really well.
And Matt, just to bring you in, I mean, how many horses have you got here, and how many riding for Duncan?
Most of them are riding for Duncan. I've recently sort of bought into a couple of the horses, so to sort of earn a little bit of money out of it, as well as just doing it for pleasure and learning from it.
And looking at facilities, we've just touched on them at the moment. We'll have a look at a few more in a few moments' time. How does this fit in terms of a setup for training?
Oh, it's brilliant. We've got everything we need. I've never been anywhere to have every facility you can possibly imagine.
And Duncan, taking you through a typical day at home, not at the showground, where would we start?
For me personally, normally on the telephone, and then the stable duties are done by the girls. Matt helps with that, and then we start riding. And we normally try and get everything ridden by lunchtime. And then for me in the afternoon, it's normally looking at horses or a bit of business or clients.
And Matt, how about you? Where's your plan for the day?
Same. We try and finish riding by dinner time, and then we're just helping the girls with all the jobs on the yard and doing whatever he's doing, really.
And how many would you be riding here in the morning?
Well, I probably might ride about 4 or 5, and then Matt might be doing about 5 or 6 at the moment, Matt. But to be honest with you, that takes, to do them properly, that's pretty well fills most of our day.
And for a horse like Sunkist at the top of its game at the moment, when you're not at a show, how much time would you spend out in the arenas here with that horse? Much time at all?
Yeah, I'd ride her every day, 40-45 minutes at home here. She'd do a stint on the walker. They all do a few hours in the small paddocks at the bottom. But they're pretty well, their days filled. They're into a routine, and their days filled pretty well.
And when we're talking about training at home, are we talking mainly flat work training?
Yeah, flat work training. We do a lot of pole work, a lot of little gymnastics and small jumps just to keep it all varied. And yeah, we vary it a lot. Same again, Amy. Do you want to have a little pick up the canter with her?
We're down at the main training area now, down at the school. You've got students here like Matt. How much easier is it having them on site?
I think it's a lot easier for me because I don't end up spending a lot of time in the car, and I think beneficial for them. It's invaluable because it's not just how they ride. I think we have so much talent in our country, and then it's getting to the stage now where talent is probably not even 50% of what they need. It's the whole basic structure of the management and the bank of knowledge.
Right, keep the hand up off the neck.
And do you see this as very definitely the way forward for training, not just here but all over the world, based with top riders?
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because everybody says, oh, the Whittakers. The thing is, they're talented, but then they have such a wealth of knowledge behind them. You know, they come out at that age, they're learning things that his father only learnt yesterday. They're learning them at an early age. I think the more of these talented kids that can actually go and base themselves or try and draw off a bank of knowledge from the professional people, it definitely helps them get there a lot quicker.
Well, Duncan, we're in the inner sanctum now, if you like. We're seeing all these wonderful trophies, photographs. I can see some wonderful venues there. Tell us about one or two of these.
Yeah, there's a few of them. There's the horse named Fox Hunter, which is a really memorable one up the top there with Michael Bates' horse Honey. Another one of Michael's horses, Lavoletto, which won the leading jumper, was a good one. There's my best mare, Sunkissed. Another one, Miss Sante. She was a good servant to me. And then a lot of damn ponies again.
And we're seeing photos, trophies here from international shows all over the world. Your top horse at the moment, Sunkissed, you really do just have one at that top Nations Cup level. You've jumped on British teams, but there are some real difficulties for somebody like you to get into the big international shows now.
Yeah, and I think it's not just like with me, but also with the younger riders. You have to have world ranking points now to get into the bigger shows. But to get the world ranking points, you have to get to those shows to win them. So it's a little bit of a difficult dilemma. But I've always pretty well just had one horse running at the top and sold the others. So that's nothing new to me.
And from your experience, you're very much at the top of the international table at the moment. Somebody like Matt Sampson that's based here with you. I mean, how would he take things to the next level now?
Well, I think like with Matt, at the moment he's fine. He's got a couple that are really good for the juniors, and he's got one that might, we hope is going to go forward there and do the young riders for the Europeans next year. But to go to the next level, you need a different breed of horse, and other than that, he has to, or somebody, or between us, we have to try and find him one.